Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Beyond Sports Podcast, where we BS about sports. Let's get into it, boys. Week 18 is in the bag.
Hey,
Done.
number one's locked up right
Number
here.
one. So let's get into it.
one
Let's
guy
go
here,
AFC.
one guy here.
Chiefs lock up the first round bye.
Number one.
Pat definitely locks up that MVP.
For sure.
Well, listen,
I mean, he already did. It already happened. That was done already.
When
Oh,
you're,
yeah, but
when you're
he
running
just-
the plays that we were running against Vegas,
We were
like,
practicing, man. We were
Yeah.
just like, let's see if some of this shit actually would work.
we're ready.
The fucking snow globe, dude.
Man,
Good God.
the snow.
The most
shit.
disrespectful play of all time.
Yeah, man. It was really
disrespectful.
nice to see us firing on all cylinders. Offense looked good. Defense looked good. Special teams even looked all right. You know,
Yeah.
Tommy was nailing some punts in the 10.
doing the old
the 10.
McAfee
Yeah,
walk.
And no missed field goals. Lots of made field goals, actually.
Yeah.
Like to
Like
see
4
that.
for 4, but on extra points and a field goal. So and like a 46-yarder, 44 years. So
Yeah,
it
was a good
was a
Long
decent
enough.
distance. Yeah,
was
that
missable.
you're like exactly. But did not miss. So promising, exactly what you want to see right before the playoffs. And be nice to have that bye week so McCole can get healthy.
So all those
I mean,
nagging injuries from all the
all
players,
those-
can go
Right.
away
I
as
feel
well.
like Snead probably needs a week.
Need
Tooney,
Tooney,
Tooney.
sure.
That's
probably, yeah.
valuable too.
Although he looked good.
Yeah,
Don't
but I mean,
underestimate the value of our rookies getting a breather too.
oh yeah,
They're not
Yeah.
used to playing. Like they've played 2 full seasons
Right.
by any
Of
standard
college.
they played before. Yeah,
And it's tough, like that they don't give them an extra bye week just during the season, as is.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, our
with
rookies,
adding on.
mainly on our defensive side of the ball, are probably going to benefit a lot from that. I think.
Yeah. And I mean, I think our secondary is starting to gel a lot more. Those rookies are starting to come into their own, although they still make their mistakes.
Our safeties played great.
They did.
Yeah.
Like that was the
They did.
first that was the
Thornhill.
first game this year that I was like, glad the safeties are really standing out today.
no, all three
Right.
of them played well because
Right.
Cook had a couple plays in their
Yeah.
row.
Oh, I mean, Devin Bush was in there too.
No, he actually stepped. I didn't. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Found some good rookies. Give them a year or two, and man, I don't know.
I think
Secondary
we
can be
have
scary.
I think we have 2 first-team All-Pros on the defensive side of the ball, and Chris Jones and Nick Bolton.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Nick Bolton's gonna get it.
Nick Bolton was the league leader in tackles until today's games happened.
Yeah.
And
Okay, we'll see.
He dropped to second.
I
or third,
hope.
I think.
I hope, but I don't know. He can get
Snead
exposed in the
being
pass
second.
game.
Second team.
So yeah,
Snead could get some.
we'll
votes.
see what pans out. Chris Jones probably though
Yeah, I think he locked
that
it up,
that first team All Pro.
finishing the season with 15 and a half sacks.
I mean, yeah, he looks like the best D tackle in the league.
yeah, he went out with a bang
Like-
too. I mean,
Yeah, with Aaron
nobody-
Donald having an off year,
Yeah, where he
Go get
didn't
it.
play much,
go
and
get it.
Yeah, 15 and a half sacks, and I believe 15 tackles for loss too.
yeah, on top of those, so yeah, he had a monster of a year.
Yeah, and he was just and he doing big spots too, man.
Mhm.
Like end of the game would come around and Chris Jones would
comes
show
CJ.
up.
Well, and you see how much better everybody on our D line looks when he plays well.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
I
sure.
will say, I
mean,
think
we
that
got
this
Mike
is
Dana out here looking like
this is
a
probably the
fucking
best
NFL
depth
player.
I've seen
Dana could be all right. He's still a young guy learning.
at the D line position. This is the most depth I've seen the Chiefs have with
sure.
Spags, and
Yeah.
that's good. That's a good thing for Spags. That's the way he likes to at the highest level. That's how he runs his D lines,
Mhm.
and that's really where he made his name. With the Giants
Yeah.
was
being able to
behind
get
the
there with
strength of that
4.
D line. Those
You could get there with 4 and
those
drop
4
back 7.
DNs have all played awesome this year.
Yeah, and man, yeah, Karloftis is really paying off.
Karloftis, Dunlap was a great addition to
Oh my
this
god,
team.
dude, Dunlap has a batted ball every game.
Every
Yeah.
fucking game. And then I mean,
He's
like
huge,
you just
dude.
mentioned,
Like,
Dana's
Dude, he's
look-
so long.
Dunlap
Yeah,
is so
he
huge.
looks like a
Like
he looks like a center in the
the
NBA.
batted ball was off his helmet. Like he was just jumping up, trying to bat it. It
So-
was just like boink. And he was like, yeah, man.
yeah, the front
Dude's
7
huge.
of this defense has been incredibly impressive in my eyes all season.
Yeah.
This
So, because Willie Gay,
this looks like a different team to me than it did midseason.
The number 2 seed, Bills win.
Mhm.
That puts the neutral site in
Hey.
play.
It does.
Yeah.
The two those run backs, man. 9 Himes, right?
yeah,
2 big run backs.
it was crazy because on
First
the
time in
year
like
since
12 years.
2010, yeah,
Yeah.
since,
Crazy, man. Like
yeah, but on
Yeah,
the
the
year
rules are
there
designed
was,
not to allow that to happen anymore.
this
It's
year
so
there was
crazy-
4
so
kick
crazy
returns.
to see it happen anymore.
There was 4 kick returns entering today's game for
damn.
touchdowns
There's
across the
so
entire
all
league.
year there
He
were
just got
6 and he's got a third of them.
Yes.
All right. Well,
So
I
But
feel
yeah,
like
that's-
I feel like there were a lot this year compared to the last few. Like I'd be willing
Yeah.
to bet the number is lower than 6.
probably, I mean, they've been
man.
taking it away just because of the
um,
sheer violence of that play.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that puts the Bills. It enacts that weird rule change, not rule change, but
they're gonna have to win 2 more games though for it to
yeah.
happen.
So if
and
the
Chiefs will have to win one.
if the Chiefs and Bills were to meet in the AFC
I don't
title
think it's
game,
gonna
it would
come
be
into
held
play
at a
for 'em.
neutral site.
Which we still don't know the location of, right?
Nope.
Now
Still
this
no
would
location.
2 places have turned it down so
is
far.
yeah, we don't know. Is the Bengals Bills still on for neutral site because both of them won?
No,
So-
because the Bengals do have one more loss in the loss column than the Bills.
But it would have
I know, but
game would
was-
have and the whole thing with the Bills.
because the Bengals' whole situation was about the coin flip because the
Right.
fact that they didn't have the opportunity to lose against the Bills meant that because if they would have lost, it would have set up an AFC title
But
game,
if they
AFC North
beat-
title game.
If they would have beaten the Bills, then they'd
would-
be the
yeah.
2 seed.
So that's why they said you're the division winner, but if you lose to Baltimore, then you'll still be the division winner, but you have to flip a coin if the Chargers lose to the Broncos. And it would have been a coin flip for if it was played in Baltimore or if it was played in Cincinnati.
Let's not fail to mention DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah, sad situation.
Sad,
Yeah.
terrifying.
Good to see that
Oh
he's
my
doing
God,
well,
man.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's made a lot of
The
improvements.
whole week was just you're man. There were those first couple days where you don't know if he's going to come back.
Yeah.
Where he's
Yeah.
unconscious and
Did you see that the Bills and the NFLPA came to an agreement to give him the rest of his paycheck?
I mean, he was watching.
He would have lost it because of injury.
Yeah, which would have been.
Well,
Like it was part of his contract.
well,
so-
good on you, Bills,
Yeah.
for doing the least that you could do
Yeah.
for the guy.
You think it's weird to be like feeling relatively well, sitting in a hospital bed, tweeting and watching games, like every game have a moment of silence for you? You think
It would be weird.
It would be a little weird, right?
That's why I
it
like
just
how.
your number on every game, everybody's wearing that same hoodie.
yeah,
the
it's-
4-3.
It
I
would
don't
be
like
a
to be
weird
the
one.
center of attention.
the
So
end- I'm not gonna say it.
I mean, you got to feel, it's got to be like, damn, dude. I mean, it can be kind of cool too, right? Like
Yeah.
The NFL
everybody
was totally
is,
prepared for that guy to be dead. I'll say that.
yeah, man. And
I think.
to see that, like the whole entire NFL, right, the entire league just kind of stopped for a couple days, just like was on pause for a little bit, for you. I mean, that's
Mhm.
And then now, everybody's out there wearing your number.
Yeah.
Now Nick was on Laszlo the other day. I think it was yesterday. And he's like, I don't know how to bring this up, but he's like, the Bills are now on their third string safety. He's like, that's a bad spot to be on a third string safety because Hamlin was their backup.
He was. Now the thing with it's Marlowe is the safety that they have. They did acquire him at the trade deadline
Oh, okay.
from, I want to say, Atlanta.
Yeah,
So I mean, maybe that means
they'll be all right.
yeah.
Plus,
I mean,
their other
it's
safety
not-
is really good. Like they've got
yeah, it's not
good
as
defenders all over that.
It's not like a
Fucking
huge
team.
blow.
Yeah, I mean, it's at least a guy that was sitting probably second string or a starter for Atlanta, and they acquired him. So I mean, at least he's been with the team since then, learning the system.
I mean, their offense, they looked sloppy at times.
They have looked
until
sloppy since they played us, though.
They will look sloppy and like they kind of always pick a half like this game, is the second half, but they'll always
I know
pick
a
a half
team
to
like
look
that.
I know, right?
I think we're all surrounded by it right now.
Yeah, I mean, we just more pick a
We,
quarter, I
we
guess.
usually just pick the third quarter
Yeah.
where our offense is like, what if we got like 7 yards?
They're like, oh,
This
we
entire
just took
quarter.
a long nap.
Yeah, what if we got like 7 yards?
They
Well, we
nap.
scored 21 in the first half. What do you want from us?
Yeah,
We'll score another touchdown and maybe like a field goal in the fourth quarter. God.
Give us the third quarter to draw up some crazy plays, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'll agree. The Bills just do like recently they've just looked sloppy.
but it doesn't. It doesn't matter with the defense that they have and not
Yeah.
the special teams they had today, because they can afford to do that with their offense, and the rest of their team picks them up. I don't know. It could bite them in the ass in the playoffs, but
No. I mean, the Patriots their wide receivers for the Patriots were able to be open pretty much all day. That's
Yeah,
one
but-
thing to look at as well. I mean, their secondary is
but then McCorkle happened as well. Okay.
anyway, yeah. So we'll see where the neutral site is going to be located. Hopefully, the NFL will actually hammer that down by this week.
Did you see we potentially are losing? Well, both teams are losing $10 million in revenue
Yeah.
because of it.
Mhm. Well,
Yeah.
but well, it's not the worst. I was worried about bye week. Got bye.
Yeah.
Home field advantage. We'll
The
be all
neutral
right.
site, I think, is just
Mahomes
the
is great on the
right
road.
way to go about it.
It is. Yeah,
You
I
can't
know.
lose on a
It's
bye week.
kind of the most
so.
fair thing that
Yeah.
you can do with it. Like there
I
is
was saying, my whole issue
no
is they
fair
had
thing.
an entire rule about this already written.
Yeah, but they
And
also
they threw it out the fucking window.
yeah, it's just a weird situation though. I mean, it
is,
wasn't
and you got to have some
because
heart
that
in
rule was
it.
also in place because they were like, yo, like if you guys are not following your COVID protocols and this shit continues to happen late in the season, this wasn't like a failed protocol or something. So it was an extreme situation that came into play. Like these guys could not
Extenuating
continue to be on the
circumstance.
field.
So I get it. And
Yeah.
I know, and look, I've seen, Chiefs fans have been complaining, like calm the fuck
but
down.
honestly, like we
Some
could have
Bengals
beaten the
Bengals fans
Bills
been
and had
complaining.
that head to head over them
I've seen-
and the
dude,
better win-loss record. We wouldn't
I've
have
seen
had the
people-
3 losses.
I've seen people complaining that the Chiefs have been gifted the bye week.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like as many Chiefs fans are throwing a fit over home field advantage, I see just as many, fans of
Bills
other
fans.
teams.
Yeah.
Pissed off that we were gifted.
Yeah, there is
the
2 sides
bye
to
week.
it.
So like I get it. There is no fair in this fucking
Yeah.
in this situation right now, and life's not fucking fair. So they did what they gave him something. I don't care. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Home field's not that big of a deal. What is
And-
Mahomes on the road in the division? What was that?
In the division.
Yeah, like 16-0 on the road though, right? He's great on the road. Guy
Yeah.
nails on the
He's
road.
great everywhere.
Yeah.
And at a
mean-
neutral site, it's not even like, it's not a road game. It's not a road
Yeah,
game.
well, the Chiefs would still be considered the home team
Yeah.
because they're
And did you see that the Vegas game? Like our fans travel pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bills Mafia though
They
might be
travel
one
well
of the
too.
Yeah,
best
I mean,
traveling teams. Them in Pittsburgh.
I don't know. Bills Mafia does
And
okay.
there was an uncomfortable amount of them at our game this year.
yeah.
No, they in the last couple of years, Bills Mafia have really stepped it up in their travel.
Well, when your team is that good, when they give you something to step up for, you know.
It's just like the Chiefs.
It'd be
They give
funny
you a
if
reason
every
to come
team
out.
refused.
Yeah, what do they
allow the
do in
game to
that
be played at
situation?
their place.
Yeah.
And
I
they
mean,
just have to default. Well, the Chiefs get it.
Yeah,
Have to
and
call,
like,
start
well,
calling college.
shit, they're just gonna put
arenas.
this motherfucker in London,
Bitcoin
dude. You
flip
know
it.
it. The first
Holy
playoff game
fuck.
played in London.
I would
Boom.
hate that.
Like that's when I start throwing fucking batteries.
What would you rather
I'm
have?
going to the draft and chucking batteries.
Would you rather it be in
Chucking
London or Mexico City?
Anyway, let's go on. Bengals avoid the coin flip. Kind of mentioned that already.
Yeah, and it sets
Mhm.
up just a rematch for next week, which I think is always awkward. But we might
Yeah.
have Lamar back for the
Lamar
Ravens.
might be back. Yep.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I
they
mean,
split
hopefully.
this season.
I hope he is.
Yeah, they've said Lamar should be there for the playoffs. I really hope he is. We want to see, but also what we haven't seen Lamar in 6 weeks now.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's got to be some rust involved when he does return.
But you got to play him, man.
Oh,
You got
yeah,
to hope he
absolutely.
brushes that rust off in a couple drives
Yeah, I mean,
and gets back to it because they need him.
for sure.
They need him.
What are we talking about?
The
Lamar.
Bengals and
Well, Baltimore.
Baltimore. Well,
Like,
yeah, but Bengals
they
if
need-
against Baltimore, how they're going to play each other.
And that game's
Yeah,
already over.
Well, Lamar might be back.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. I don't think.
I don't
He
either.
hasn't played like 3 or 4 weeks, right?
I thought it was 6.
6, yeah.
Wait, he only played 6 weeks. I thought he played longer than that.
I thought he's been out 6 weeks. is what
Oh,
I
he's
said.
been out 6 weeks. Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I mean,
That is, man, and that's tough. Hey, if he comes
Yeah.
back though, and he can win him a game, like imagine if he beats the Bengals.
yeah,
Wild.
Oh, that'd be great.
wild.
be
And
very
You
great.
don't want to just play the same team 2 weeks in a row like that.
yeah. That's why we were mainly
Um,
talking. It's always awkward.
Yeah.
that's
Always.
true.
So
So yeah, you got to, and especially in a divisional opponent, like, man, the Ravens can be good when they want to be good. That defense can step it up, and
I guess
it'll be
that's fair.
interesting.
I don't think they got the Ravens' best shot today.
no, yeah, the Ravens deep down they knew that they were locked into this, even though
Yeah,
Like,
no
if they would've
Lamar,
won-
they didn't have Mark Andrews.
had they won this though, they would have been the 5, and they would have gotten to go to Clown Town.
Ugh,
So maybe they wanted to avoid that.
right?
Like maybe they're like, you know what, we don't want to go to Clown Town.
We'll take our
try the
chances
Bengals
with the
again.
Bengals.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'll be cheering for him next week. I'll tell you that.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
go Lamar.
Get that bag, Lamar. If Lamar wins next week, they gotta
dude,
pay him.
yeah.
They gotta pay him so much money. It doesn't matter what happens the next week. Like,
Speaking of Clown Town though.
Yeah. Jags.
Dude,
what a game.
fucking game.
What a game.
That was a
What a
game.
game. Jaguars. That
Right.
You know,
defense.
You
That-
knew it was
Watching that
coming.
game, I felt apologetic because earlier this year through text message, Sneaky and I had around the trade deadline, we argued about Josh Allen from the Jags about the Chiefs acquiring
Yeah.
him. And through most of the season,
not
like,
wanting to acquire him.
but that was one of those
You know.
games right there. You're like, okay, that would have been nice to
see
have.
why see why he's nice to have.
I mean, I'll still say he's
Playmaker.
inconsistent,
Yes,
but
he
that
is a
was
playmaker.
the type of game that's why Sneaky wanted the Chiefs to acquire him, is because of that type of potential.
Dude,
Yeah,
'Cause in the
but-
fourth quarter of that game, he absolutely
he
took it over.
over, man.
Yeah, well, and he can with a talent around him on our defense, like it'd be a wreck. But yeah, I don't know if after hearing what they wanted for him,
Yeah,
that's a
There-
little much.
yeah. That's what the problem.
Karlaftis is developing really nice.
Very
so-
nicely, and I like the stable of guys that are here in Kansas City. But yeah, I mean, And Walker had a good game against defending against Derrick Henry in the run game.
Mm-hmm.
You saw a lot of reasons why he was taken as highly as he was first overall.
The Jags, Trevor Lawrence looked decent, right?
Yeah,
He didn't fuck
had-
anything up. He
They
didn't
had
fuck
no
anything
run
up.
support at all in that game. The Titans really
yeah,
focused on taking
it
Etienne
was-
out of that game.
They
Yeah.
did, and they did all right.
Yeah.
But they didn't. The defense just showed up, and they didn't need a
Yeah.
whole lot from.
There was a couple of
second half.
the thing that should worry the Jags is there was a couple, 2 or 3 opportunities to put this game absolutely away, where Trevor Lawrence just missed throws. He
There were a couple that
pinned him too close to the sideline. When if he would have put it a little more upfield, they could have probably gotten a touchdown. He missed a wide open dude in the end zone, Zay Jones.
Trevor Lawrence is one of those dudes. He's like he looks like everything we thought he was going to be for short spurts.
And that
So-
is
I mean, I think it's just him being young too. Hopefully, it's a
Yeah.
development thing, right? Like, okay,
Yeah.
last year didn't count.
yeah, and I mean I think it was the last
So
during their win.
this is still your rookie year. You're looking great for your rookie year.
Unlike Josh Allen, after they played the Chiefs, Trevor Lawrence flipped a switch and he played his best football.
He
From
got
that point
better.
on, he
Yeah.
completed 71% of his passes, which led the NFL during that span. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, I think he cut his turnovers way down. He threw like I think two or three picks in that stretch
Yeah, they've been monsters since they
Yeah.
played us.
since they played the Chiefs. And I mean, it's
And honestly, a
positive
lot of
growth.
times as a quarterback, young quarterback in the league, you just got to learn how to not fuck up.
Yeah.
Like learn how to not make those mistakes. And then you can do some of the other things.
Yeah.
yeah,
And they've got a very winnable game in the playoffs.
yeah.
A
They
lot
got-
of injured Chargers players.
Well, yeah, I mean the Chargers,
Mike Williams
if we
fell
do
down
kind of
with it.
want to, if we want to segue into the Chargers
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, I mean, they lost Mike Williams. He got carted off today.
Yeah, first of all, what are you doing starting your starters in a meaningless game?
Yeah, your game started
Um,
after the Ravens game had concluded.
We didn't say the score, did we, Tim?
No, it was 31-28 Chargers lost to the Broncos.
Yeah, and man,
Shameful.
your starters were in most of the game.
Yeah.
Like you were losing with your starters in. Like even when you took them out in like fourth quarter, eventually
Yeah, it was 31-20 when the starters left in the
Yeah.
fourth quarter.
you're getting beat by 2 scores, your starters. So you wanted to keep the momentum going into the playoffs. Well, what's you just lost momentum now
Yeah.
going into the playoffs.
And you lost a very big weapon.
You lost a very big one. Yeah, you you're hurt now. I mean, what the fuck? Don't. This is just the Chargers charging it. Like it's just straight what it is. Like
Yeah.
the Chargers are good. They've got plenty of talent. There's no reason that they should, lose, but they're gonna do something stupid,
Yeah.
and shoot themselves in the foot.
Don't be
Yeah.
surprised if if Staley is a playoff coach that's fired.
He could, if they're one and done, yeah.
Yeah.
If
And
they
I
lose to
don't
the
see them
Jags-
winning this game. They're just too injured.
I mean,
Like,
that
even
Jags
before
defense that
Mike-
showed up
Mike-
today, man.
Mike
That
Williams
Jags
is the
defense.
only guy. Like, they got a bunch of, or they're getting back most of their defense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the good thing for the Chargers is they have their receiver depth is young, and they gotten experience this year at playing those roles with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams missing extended time throughout the season. So these guys, it's not like they're doing something new to them.
Exactly. Why are you playing a meaningless game, especially with some of your big starters? Like,
No.
okay, if there's some of your starters that you have to play because of those issues, depth issues, I get it. But your quarterback, no, not your star quarterback, not your wide receivers, not like what are you doing?
And that's another thing. Like like Justin Herbert, like you brought up, he's
Don't shoot
not
yourself
been
in the
healthy
fucking
all
foot.
season.
Yeah.
He's played through some injuries. I mean, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, they've been hurt on and off all year. Why play them?
Yeah, so much risk.
This is you chargering it.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yep.
That's what's
And
happening.
honestly, if anything happened to Eckler, that team would be dead in the water.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He had a
Probably.
terrible game today, too.
He did.
So, and look at the outcome. But
Yeah. I was just watching the fantasy score and I thought he got benched early.
it makes
I mean,
sense.
Hey, man, it was looking good for you there a little bit. Like, not quite enough. I'm sorry.
We talked about it, but
Yeah.
All
So
right,
that
no,
pretty much-
I
Yeah, we can go on to the next one.
I mean, we already covered the Ravens have locked into the 6th seed. We
Yeah,
talked about
play the
that, but
Bengals. Yep.
that left one playoff spot open.
Yeah.
We had a little,
Dolphins.
Yeah.
Lucked into their last spot.
they
you know, okay.
Tyler
yeah.
Thompson, man.
terrible.
I know it
Like,
hurt
just
you so bad, dude.
But
With
ugly
Waddle.
quarterback play.
It was all around
Dude,
bad. Joe Flacco
was-
throwing a deep ball consistently, and it was like after seeing one deep ball from Joe Flacco, I was like, they should probably stop having him throw those.
I mean, okay, the Jets though, because the Jets weren't playing for anything.
No,
Like
and it was
they
obvious.
they were like, we're gonna put Joe Flacco in and try to increase our draft value.
That was their way of being like, you won a Super Bowl with another franchise. You can go out there and have your little swan song of a career.
Yeah, go for
I
it,
think
guy.
I think Sauce Gardner may have low key won defensive rookie of the year today.
He had a great day.
Because he had Tyree on tilt.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, I can't believe that Miami, like, you didn't think Miami was gonna pull this shit out. Like,
Yeah.
you really didn't.
And honestly, if it wouldn't have been for
They didn't score a touchdown.
for the performance of Xavier Howard on the other side for the Dolphins, they might not have, because he was doing the same shit to fucking Garrett Wilson for a lot of that game.
Dude.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not taking away what Sauce did. I'm just like, I think Howard.
Yeah, I just think that's a bigger caliber get for me to shut down Tyreek Hill and get him back.
Yeah. But this was a great day of cornerback play, a great game for cornerback play, because both of these quarterbacks were ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this, and then are the Dolphins going to the Bills, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to the Bills.
Man, I think they're dead in the water.
Woo!
Yeah, even with
Who's the
Tua, I don't
quarterback
see.
next
Hey,
weekend?
Hey,
Even
man,
with Tua, guys, with my guess, Tua or Teddy, I don't see them competing in that matchup.
With Tua, I think they could.
They could hang, yeah.
If Tua's healthy and like seeing straight, I think
Yeah.
they could.
Yeah, I
Hey,
saw
and
a
hold up.
stat
But I still
earlier
don't think they
today,
will.
and it was showing last year the Dolphins started 1-8, ended up 8-8, and this year they started 8-1, ended 8-8. Or
They
Well, 'cause
started
here's the
8-3. I was like, they didn't lose 8 straight, did they?
it wasn't
No,
quite
no,
that
because
bad.
here's
It
what-
was like
Oh,
eight.
yeah.
It was
They lost-
8-3.
They lost
Yeah,
Yeah,
five.
because-
8-3, and then
okay, yeah.
Because here's how the season went for Mike McDaniels. They started 3-0, they lost their next 3. Then they won 5 games straight, then they lost 5 games straight.
Mm.
Then they were
Yeah.
able to snap that today. It was
They finally, they got one to finish 9-8 to finish over 500.
yeah.
Well, so
they
we've
did.
got 3 divisional opponents next week, right? 3 divisional matchups with the Bengals and the Ravens, the Bills and the Dolphins, and then on the NFC side we have the Seahawks and the Niners, right?
Yeah.
Because
we do.
Niners 2, Seahawks 7.
Yep.
So that's odd. You love to see it, man.
You do.
just-
Spicy
right?
games on the NFC side.
Yeah. I'm excited for that so much. Both brackets too, because I mean, like in the AFC, I mean, the Ravens, we've seen them look really good. They've beaten the Bengals this year when they had Lamar. Obviously, I don't think they do because I think there's gonna be a lot of rust on Lamar.
Yeah.
But
No, I don't see them winning that.
Yeah,
one.
But
the
that's a
thing I
team
just
that
keep going
could-
back to is like I don't know how you stop that receiving core when they're fully healthy. I don't know how you do it.
I agree.
That's ridiculous.
You have to have a superstar defensive back room, and you have to be able to get pressure on the QB. And those QB,
Yeah.
that
You
quarterback's
don't.
not easy to fucking keep in the pocket and pressure.
I'm like, when does the fucking salary cap kick in to get one of these dudes off the team?
I mean,
know,
it's
man.
coming up because I mean,
gonna
Joe.
have to
This is the
pay
3rd year
Joe.
for Joe Burrow,
Need
so
to pay
next year
Joe.
you probably get an extension. They pick up it. They probably pick
They
up the option.
pick
and
up his
extend.
5th option.
Yeah, but
then
who's
it'd
the
be
oldest
2
receiver? Like,
That
how
would
long-
be Tyler Boyd.
And he's been on the team.
A hot minute. He was with Andy Dalton and AJ Green.
Yeah.
And then T Higgins. This might be where T Higgins. They have to make a decision on him.
T, yeah, because T's going to be a number 1. somewhere.
Yeah, and he's going to demand a lot of money. So I mean,
And
you
it's
might.
never going to be in Cincinnati.
Yeah,
I won't be in Kansas City either.
no, I wouldn't put my hopes
I
on
think
it. But I would.
I think we're gonna develop Tony. But anyways,
I just,
we're not gonna talk about the
Oh, yeah.
Chiefs. We're gonna talk about
Steelers.
the NFC side.
Well, we got to say, I know they didn't make it, but the Steelers and Patriots both were eliminated from contention today.
But the Steelers did win.
Steelers did win, and Kenny
So
Pickett. There's positive signs for the
There
Steelers.
There is
Mike Tomlin has never
Pickett
had a losing
losing
season.
race. He kept that alive by winning like
19
the
straight
last like
years.
5 straight or something.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Kenny Pickett looked very good today.
Oh, we're gonna get to the Packers game. Oh my god. Okay, but
So-
yeah.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to make Steelers.
Hey,
were able to-
Tomlin, right? Yes.
Tomlin,
good job,
Mike Tomlin, dude,
keeping that.
hell of a fucking coach.
No matter how bad their team should be, he always makes them
Yeah,
a little
He's a
better.
pretty incredible coach. That team really probably didn't deserve to win 4 or 5 games.
yeah, dude. I mean that team
Yeah,
was
no, you're
almost
right.
a play. That team was a Dolphins loss away from being in the playoffs.
Yep.
So they took
It
care of their
almost
end of
happened. It almost happened, but the Jets know how to properly tank when they need
Yeah,
to.
dude. The Jets have been doing it for years.
Unlike some teams,
So-
they know how to like.
And
Oh,
still
it's time
managed to
lose.
completely troll the Dolphins.
Yeah.
in a
So sorry,
loss.
I didn't mean to slow us down from moving to the NFC. We can
Okay.
move on to it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Peas Eagles locking up number 1.
Oh baby, that felt good.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, the Giants really gave it to us because I guess no matter how much our division hates us, no matter how much the Giants fucking hate the Eagles, they hate.
They're not going to
Jerry
actually
Jones more.
try and they're not going to try in a game they don't need to try.
They hate Jerry Jones more than the Eagles, and that means a lot to me as an Eagles fan.
Well, it helps them too.
It was good because we got Jalen Hurts back, and on the defensive side, you get CJ GJ back, and
Mhm.
also Robert Quinn returned. So getting healthier there. Hopefully, with the bye week, Lane Johnson will be available for the first playoff game. He was missed today. He's been missed since he left. One of the best right tackles in football, if not the best right tackle in football right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
It really felt good to win the game, so that way it wasn't winning the division.
Yeah.
by
And
default.
after you guys just lost a couple straight, right? You lost 2 straight.
Yeah.
After having the
For-
season you did, it is nice to get that win before heading into playoffs.
Oh yeah, and it's great just to
You
see
know,
tangible
Jalen's-
evidence.
Well, he
Jalen's
would've
back.
lost the 1 seed to
Jalen
the
looks
Niners,
good.
wouldn't
And
Yeah.
it's great to see that this is tangible evidence. The last 4 weeks have been tangible evidence of Chris Sims being wrong. Because he went on air earlier and he was like, this team would look the exact same with Gardner Minshew. It did not look the exact same with Gardner Minshew.
What the
This
fuck is
team-
wrong with them at Pro Football Focus?
I know,
PFF
man.
Just like
I
constantly
mean,
shitting.
you got to be a little concerned with Jalen not looking great against 2nd and 3rd stringers today.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Back looking
Did he
pretty
not
bad
do?
against
Did he
them.
not do that well today?
It wasn't his
Jared
best
Goff
day,
did
20
but
of 35, no touchdowns, 1 pick.
they didn't try to run him as much, obviously.
Yeah.
He was just in there to
Well,
not
He
make
got
the.
a rating of 67.
Hey, it was good to see him get the time because also you're talking he would have had a month off had
Yeah,
like
he'll be
Gardner
fine.
played and won. There would have been a
He'll be
month
fine.
between him playing football too, so it keeps the rust at a minimum.
Yeah, no, it was the right move to play him today. I'm not arguing that.
Yeah, no,
but-
and I'm not worried that he didn't look great because he still was able to go out there and manage the game properly. You saw a lot of times where he didn't complete a lot of passes, but there were times some of those passes that he didn't throw completions on were just throwaways where he didn't take a sack, didn't lose yardage, didn't
mean,
turn it
he-
over.
I mean, he had 15 incompletions.
He
though.
did what you need.
No,
Yeah,
I said
so-
some of those, and
but
I'm
he won the game.
yeah, they won the game,
he did
and
fine.
that's something that Gardner wasn't able to do. Like I said, he did throw the ball away because without Lane Johnson, that is
Yeah,
a
dude,
huge
the
problem.
team, like when you look at when you watch the Eagles, they look completely different with Jalen than they did
Yeah.
with Gardner. Like watching
Yeah.
the last 2 weeks and watching them this week, it wasn't like completely apparent that Jalen was struggling out there.
Yeah.
I
and
guess his
mean, it's-
numbers suggest it, but
the the tales of the Eagles' second string quarterback were widely overtold to begin with.
Yeah,
Garner
But-
is a good backup.
but he is a backup.
Well,
But-
which is it?
No, he
You've been
He's a
roasting his ass
backup.
for 3 weeks.
He's a
he had
backup.
really bad
He's a backup.
2 weeks. But man.
So how good is he?
Do we move on to the Niners game? Where there's not a whole lot to talk about.
Yeah,
No,
they just
but
fucking
they
crushed
locked in that
Cardinals.
second seed.
Locked in
Uh,
that. The Cardinals
yeah.
kept it close for a little bit.
I don't know. Really, the only thing to talk about in this game is shout out to JJ Watt.
JJ Watt,
Yeah.
yeah, his last game.
Goddamn.
Last game. And he had
Yeah,
Mhm.
what an underrated monster.
dude had 2 sacks today and last week, right? So
I still predict that he's going to be back for a certain team at the end of next year.
I'd love it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
I think if JJ
In
Watt,
Pittsburgh, so he can play with
it's
all.
so
all
tough.
the
if he
It's
could come
brothers.
so
back
tough
with
to
a shot
just-
at a championship, you don't think
it's so tough to just guess which team's gonna, win that championship that year.
Yeah.
And I think
he could-
when was the
he picked
last
one that
year?
offers you the most money?
I don't know. Maybe he comes back, but man, when was the last year he wasn't hurt? Right? JJ Watt is hurt at some point in the year, and I think he's tired of doing the rehab and getting,
What, he
the
ended up
whole
with like 14 sacks this year.
cycle. Yeah,
wanna
he's
say,
going out on
because he-
top. Go out
He
while
finished the
while
year with
you-
4 sacks in
I
2
think
games.
that's what he wants to. I think he wants to go out on top, man. Go out while he's still got it.
Well, and he had that heart scare early in the season.
Yeah, and he's
where
got
they had to
kids,
use
he's
the
got, like, a
defibrillator on
baby,
him.
He's got young
Is
children.
this something you would not want to happen next year, Sam?
Oh, I'd love it if JJ came on by.
If,
Oh, okay.
if he goes anywhere, he's going to Pittsburgh.
I would love it.
That's. I was
But-
shocked when he didn't go to Pittsburgh and he went to Arizona. I was like, dude, you
Yeah.
have 2
Hey,
brothers
that
on
crazy
that team.
that crazy play though that Arizona pulled off. That huge pass down to AJ Brown, or
Marquise
AJ
Brown.
Green. Sorry,
Oh,
AJ Green.
Oh my god, that was.
What was-
Yeah, I
That
don't
shit
even know
was
that quarterback's
crazy.
name.
David Blau.
There you go.
There you go.
from,
Was David Blau? Was he in
yeah.
Detroit?
Yeah, he was in Detroit. He got
Mhm.
He was in Hard Knocks, right?
Yep.
He was like the
Oh, that dude's just an HBO star at this point.
yeah.
right. David Blau.
He was like, who's gonna have hard knocks? That's where I'm gonna finish this
What
season
do you-
nominated.
Let's go to the third seed.
Stopped him.
Vikings rebounding against the Bears today.
Exactly
Yeah.
how the Bears wanted it to go.
Man, that
Yeah.
team knows how to actually tank properly.
Yeah.
The Bear, man, and to do it with like having a quarterback, like you have your quarterback, you just need to build around him, and you secured the #1 pick.
Yeah.
Well, good on you, Bears. Good
Yeah,
job.
they're like, you know what? We're gonna
Good job,
bench our
Bears. Good play.
quarterback because he gives us an opportunity
Good
to win.
play. Man,
this
yeah,
game.
right? Like what? That's a team that knows how to lose.
Yeah.
Good
and they
job.
did it.
Properly.
Congrats to the Bears. They locked up the #1 overall pick.
There you go. Good
There's
job.
a lot of
Bears.
options they could do with that pick. Like if they do want to take,
They better take an O lineman.
yeah. I mean, they could also. This could be a scenario where you see them trade back with a team that's desperate for a quarterback.
To grab an
Now that the
O-lineman
Texans don't
and
have
a
that
receiver.
pick, you could see a team like the Lions.
They need a playmaker for their quarterback too.
Yeah, I mean, they could theoretically trade back to pick number 4 or 5 and still get the exact tackle that they want.
Yeah, exact tackle, and then they'd get enough ammunition and maybe move back into the first round to get a receiver at the back end of the first round.
Yeah.
You know, there's ways that they could play this that are really smart. So, but they are also the team that got fleeced into giving up 3 picks to move up 1 spot to draft Mitchell Trubisky.
That's true.
Yeah, see, I really don't expect them
But
to do
different
anything.
GM,
Different GM, different
different
GM,
GM,
different
different
regime.
regime.
So.
Different, yeah. We'll see what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
expect
hey,
them to fuck it up.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
Justin
maybe,
Jefferson
but-
came just shy of Megatron.
if you're a
record.
Bears fan, the future is a little bright, right? You have something to look forward to. You have some hope because you have a quarterback, and now you have a chance to put a great piece around him, whether it's O lineman or a good wide receiver or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they've got a lot of work to do to their roster.
they do. Your defense needs a lot of work.
Well, because they traded away.
You gotta wait. Yeah. So you need these draft picks to build back up, your defense as well as give your quarterback something. Anyways, Vikings overall good year. New coach.
Yeah.
Great look for you. Are you frauds? Everybody seems to kind of think so, but prove them wrong in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
This is your
Yep.
chance. That's when you do it. And who's going to number 4? The Bucks in the
Oh, they whimpered it.
I know,
Whimpered on
and
in.
they had their starters out for a little bit too,
Yeah.
right? Tom Brady was in that game for
Yeah, I think he
too
played
long.
into the second quarter or third quarter.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
until he threw a touchdown. I think until he got a touchdown, then he walked off. So maybe, but
just
why? What are you doing?
they secured the worst record in the playoffs.
Sure did. 8-9. You have a losing record. Good job.
Tom's done everything but win a Super Bowl with a losing record in the regular season.
Well, here you go. He's never been to the playoffs with a losing record, right? There's the first time Tom Brady's ever had a losing record, I'm pretty sure, and he made the playoffs. What the
But
fuck?
the Lions have to go home.
Yep.
Yeah, but the Lions got to go home and they're 9-8.
Yeah, dude.
Pretty brutal.
Injustice.
And
But
you know what?
That's how it is.
If the Cowboys look like they did today, the Bucks are going to be coming to fucking Philadelphia.
Yeah.
What was that?
If the Cowboys look like they did today, the Buccaneers are coming to Philadelphia, and I hate that. I fucking hate that.
So
The,
no, I got
the Vikings and that's only if the
I got the
Vikings
Giants
and
beat the Vikings, so I think you're
yeah, so you could get the Giants.
I would much rather that happen, Sneaky. I hope you are right, but I don't trust your fucking feelings.
That's true. That's true.
I hope that
He's
this
got a
is
point.
where I hope that the postseason feelings are different than the regular season feelings.
All right. Anyways,
There.
Falcons, you fucking up.
Yep.
Buccaneers, fuck you. Good luck. But not really.
Cowboys?
Let's
Yeah,
go. Yeah, let's go to the to the Buccaneers opponent next week. Them boys.
Cowboys.
Fuck, that was fucking hilarious to watch
Wow.
for two reasons. There's two sides of this story that were hilarious. Like, had the Commanders played Sam Howell last week, they're probably a playoff team
Could be.
based on the performance we saw from him today.
Could be.
And then, like, it's hilarious because you're like, where was his effort last week? Oh, yeah, Carson Wentz doesn't inspire his teammates to.
Dude, Carson, yes. What do you do?
We've seen that in stop after stop. And you were like, in a game where we should have our players most inspired, we're going to have the least inspiring quarterback in league history lead them.
It's
I hate to
frustrating.
revisit last week, but like, why?
Dude, that's a
Of all
fireable
people,
offense.
why would you put him in the fucking game?
Yeah, like I would fire Ron Rivera for that decision. He kept you out of the playoffs because of that.
Yeah.
So that's
Hey, well, and
How-
after the
how-
game being like, "Oh, I didn't realize that we were still in contention."
Or
or
that we
could
were
be eliminated.
We eliminated.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
whoa, what?
yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's definitely
That's been a
fireable
failed
offense.
experiment.
You'd probably
He's-
fire him for cause for saying that out loud. Honestly,
I
Yeah, we'll
agree.
see.
I
Hey,
100% agree.
Hey, who is gone tomorrow for Black Monday? That'll be a segment.
It
Add
is
that
a
to the
segment.
rundown.
It is on the rundown. Black
Ooh.
Monday is on the rundown. It is actually
Nice.
after we
Yeah.
finish up this slate
All
of
right.
NFC games.
Well, we'll see. From
We'll get there. We'll get there. Right? We got
see if
ideas.
goes there.
We'll talk about it. But
Okay.
yeah,
I like
this is probably the worst game I've seen Dak Prescott play.
it was uncharacteristically awful. Like
It was-
And I
his
feel like we're
the
gonna
balls
get
were
the
just
same
all
thing.
over the place.
Yeah, like there was the one series where he threw to I want to say it was Brown, and it was almost a pick six from Kendall Fuller. And then
Yeah,
the
it just
very
went
next
right
play,
back to it.
he ran the same fucking play and telegraphed it again, and Kendall Fuller pick
Mhm.
sixed it.
And it was a duck.
Duck. And then later in the game, if it weren't for their tight end getting a hand on the ball, Kendall Fuller, if you looked at him, it was like he was waiting for a fucking punt. That ball,
Yeah.
he was about to have another pick six. Like it was
Dak's
that
rating
was-
was
that was bizarre.
45.8.
Yeah,
It
what
is-
was his
Oh,
completions
man.
on that day?
14 of 37.
Horrible.
14 of 37, 128,
Horrible.
a TD, and a pick.
Yeah, that's like I said. It reminded me of Tua's game when he was concussed.
Dude, it was
Yeah,
like
dude.
yeah,
They couldn't run the ball either.
no.
Pollard 7 for 19, Zeke 8 for 10. Like they
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, if that's what happened to against the Commanders defense, just imagine the Buccaneers defense.
Yeah, and this was a game where they had something to play for because they didn't know at that point if they were going to win their division. They could have been the 1 seed, and this is the performance they put out with all that on the line. Like there was stuff for them to play for up until about the fourth quarter when it became evident that the Eagles and the 49ers were going to win those games.
Just tell them the Giants are playing their backups, so don't worry
They
about
should
it.
have told. Yeah.
I will say that's the one thing is the Giants said early
Yeah.
in the week that they weren't playing starters.
That is true.
Next team we've already talked a little bit about, but Giants locking in the 6th seed.
Yeah, last week they locked in, so they're playing the Vikings. That was really so. It was just funny. It's like they sat their stars and Daniel Jones.
And
Yeah.
yeah, but all right, yeah, we'll see what we get from next week against the Vikings. The
Yeah.
Vikings, haven't they played? Did the Vikings beat the Giants already?
I think they did, but I think it was
Very close game in one of those 1-score games, one of the many.
So excited
So
to see that matchup. It'll be a fun one.
they could do it. The Giants could do it.
Next one, we got Seahawks winning in OT to eliminate the Lions.
What a good game. Great game.
Great game.
And the Lions winning
Crazy game.
to get them in. So
Yeah,
Happy to see Aaron Rodgers eat shit.
dude,
We haven't gotten
to
to
go
that
through
game.
all that shit and fucking still missed the playoffs.
Haven't gotten to that game. Seahawks did look worrisome though. Not Gino's best game. Yeah. For the playoffs, I don't know, man. Seahawks, you got a lot to work on here. Because the Rams not good, and you really struggled against them. Thought you were gonna lose that one, but you pulled it out in overtime.
But yeah, one of the big pieces, Tariq Woolen might be out for the playoffs. He did one of those like NBA rolled his ankle as he was running. Yeah,
Hate to see it. Ouch.
yeah, that's gonna be a big miss for them if he's out.
But I mean, you got to play the Niners, and it's your divisional foe, so anything could happen, I guess. But I don't, yeah, I don't think it's gonna.
No,
You guys, you look questionable all around. Even though you got the win, great job, and they got the win last week too, right? Against.
Yeah.
That wasn't very good though. So
if I had to pick one
Pardon?
lock next week, it'd be the Niners.
Yeah.
That's gonna go exactly as we all think it will.
I think you're right. The Niners, man, they look too good, don't they? Are we going on to we're done with all the
One thing
matchups,
we
right?
should mention because we love it is that Geno Smith set the franchise record for passing
Yeah.
yards in a single season.
I still can't believe that.
for the Seahawks, yeah.
Took him a year. Took him
It's
one
not-
season.
Russ
was there for like 10.
It's actually passing yards, not like total yards. I mean,
That's why I'm actually that's why I've been looking down so much. I'm actually trying to find the
That
article
sounds unbelievable to me.
because it's
I
on
mean,
Bleacher.
It was
Yeah,
with an
an
extra
extra game to
game,
do it,
though,
but-
but
Yeah, there is an extra game, and Russ did miss time last year, so he didn't get that.
Didn't Gino miss a game this year? No?
Yeah, no, he didn't miss a game.
You sure? You sure Gino didn't miss one game?
That's just
You know, if it couldn't be the Lions, I'm glad it's the Seahawks. I
Yeah.
guess.
yeah, it's a cool story. So you get a pick in the top
They could-
5 of
they
the
could be
draft, and
sacrificial lambs to the 49ers.
Mhm.
That's a great honor in our society.
yeah, yeah, we can move on now that we got that out of the way.
You go. There's all the playoff teams.
Lions knocked the Packers out.
Packers out. Hey, what a game that was.
What a
man.
way to finish your season, too.
What a
Like,
way to go. Man, if only the Rams could have pulled it off against the Seahawks,
know,
we'd
man,
have the
but-
Lions in. And the Lions I feel like they're just more deserving than Seahawks and the Packers.
Real quick, Derek Johnson does have most solo tackles, and it's 941.
941. Okay. Chiefs. The Chiefs franchise record, yeah. Career wise. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the man Detroit. Hey, things looking up. Things
Yeah.
looking up in Detroit. Offense really good. Your defense played much better at the end of the year, I thought, right? Like, played pretty decent today.
Yeah, I
made Aaron
mean-
Rodgers, look a little shook.
They were able to get a couple takeaways. I
Yeah.
want to say in this game because they had the fumble.
Yeah,
pick at the end.
and did they get? I thought they got a couple.
They got
No?
the pick at the end and then the fumble
There
from
you go. Yeah,
Jones,
yeah.
Aaron Jones,
So
which was really a big one. But yeah, I mean, I like that they went out there and fought, even knowing the outcome of their season prior to. But they were like,
for
hey,
the Seahawks, even though the Seahawks dicked them over.
I just loved Dan Campbell. He's like, hey, I told my guys, if we're not gonna get in, we're either we're gonna get in or they're not gonna get in.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So
Yeah.
Because
That had to
they,
feel
hey,
good, especially after the shit Aaron Rodgers said.
I didn't see what he
of
said.
losing to that team.
Oh,
what he said? He said that. He said we're not losing to that team.
Yeah, he was talking earlier in the year about the Lions, and he said something to the effect of we can't be losing to that team.
They
Yeah.
got swept by that
Yeah,
team.
fucking sweat by
They
that
got
team.
swept by that team.
That's our NFC and AFC playoff picture.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's
yeah. Sorry.
Black Monday.
Probably on there. Did we talk about the Texans?
we're getting to him.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the rundown. I guess I should do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
So-
Black Monday. Lovey Smith fired.
Yeah,
Already
Yeah,
one down.
Well, they were mad about that 2-point conversion.
Yeah, man.
yeah. They're
No,
like,
no.
dude, what the fuck?
So
You
and Lovey
caught
knew he was getting fired, so
Oh,
he's like,
man.
"Go fuck yourselves."
Yeah.
the only games this season the
What if you got-
Texans did not lose were to their own division.
Division, yeah, man. They had 3 division wins or something,
And they had a tie in their
and a
division.
tie.
They beat every team in their division at least once, and they tied the
They-
Colts.
They only had 2 division losses, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
That
They had the
division
best-
that division's so silly. They're so silly.
Yeah, that division's kind of a mess.
They had the
I think
least
the
amount of.
Jaguars are going to keep getting better, but
Yeah.
all the other teams are. Oof.
And now they have the second pick in the draft because
Yeah.
Lovey said on his way out. And yeah, I
He
will
helped out his
record this
former
Sunday.
team.
What?
He helped out his former team, the one that he
He-
loves the most, the
Ah,
Bears.
The Bears, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, I mean, we're recording this on Sunday night, so we don't know what's going to happen on Black Monday. even though
No,
this will
but we
probably
have some
come out
pretty-
after Black Monday.
I think we have some pretty good guesses.
Yeah.
Like, I think that it's safe to say Cliff Kingsbury gets let go tomorrow.
Yeah,
Um,
I think Stefanski probably gets let go.
You think I could see that too, Kevin
the
Stefanski.
Browns. Yeah.
He had to deal with a lot this year, but
although I don't know if they give him a year fully with Deshaun, so we'll see. I don't know.
yeah,
They can't.
Has he really excited you?
You got rid of
No.
Baker. Now you're going to get rid of the coach. Now I don't know.
it's a very Browns way to handle it.
It would be. You're right.
Yeah, I think they might try to splash money at Harbaugh too.
They could, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. So we can look at the draft if we want.
Yeah. Well, Bears secure the top pick.
Thank you, Texans.
Thank you, Texans. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The Texans. What are you doing? What a game. That was a great game against the Colts, right? Because it looked like both teams were trying to lose at times. The commentators, some of the commentators, especially on Red Zone, they were talking like guys were not always giving their hardest effort sometimes tackling wise. They weren't exactly always wrapping them. Some guys seemed like maybe they were helping out doing favors for other guys and who are needing to get a couple extra yards for a bonus on their contract, perhaps.
But let's get into our picks.
Yeah.
Not these fake NFL draft picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
this is
picks that
bullshit,
matter.
man.
So Sam had a good week with 5,
Hey.
putting him at 65. Sneaky almost had a perfect week. He had 6, so he's at 74. I also almost had a perfect week with 6. I'm sorry, Sneaky, you're at 74, not 64. I'm at 68. AMP had 4, and he's at 75, taking that top spot.
All right, that's awesome. Moving on, week 18 games.
All right. Playoffs, guys. Yeah. Let's see.
Well,
Yeah, so
Yep, there you go. He's the winner. We all pretty close though, right?
yeah, I mean, it was a
yeah,
close
it
race.
ended up pretty close.
Dude, last week was just so brutal for me.
Yeah. Last
Yeah.
few weeks seems.
Nah.
But yeah, let's do the playoff picks.
Let's do playoff picks. Let's go with Dolphins at Bills.
Okay, the
Is
Bills.
anyone taking the Fins?
I am not going to take the Dolphins.
Me neither.
Fins? No. Okay.
As much as I would love it.
Like you, man, yeah. Even if I had a guaranteed Tua was playing, I can't do it.
Okay.
Second game, Ravens at Bengals.
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 Yeah, Bengals.
Bengals.
Man,
What's
if
up,
I
Tim?
I
What's
knew
up,
hope
Tim?
we're all just
Is
say
what's
it.
up,
So
Tim?
is
What's
Lamar
up,
gonna
Tim?
be
Wrong.
back? All right, it's third game, Chargers at Jags.
Ooh, this is the
Yeah.
right.
yeah,
I
this is
want
a tough
the
one in the AFC.
I'm taking Jags.
Me too.
I really think the Chargers are going to do it. Hope I'm
I,
wrong.
I kind of think the Chargers as well.
All right.
Or at least we're
Fourth-
split on that game.
Yeah.
There was one.
Fourth game, we got Seahawks at Niners. I think we're all gonna take
Niners.
Niners.
Hammer that shit.
Fifth game, Giants at Vikings.
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 I'm going Giants on this one.
Sam.
There's not a coin to flip. I'm with the
Vikings.
Giants.
Giants. Come on.
The Vikings.
All eyes on Kirk Cousins.
Just Vikings.
He took the Giants. Okay,
All right.
Cowboys and Bucks.
Cowboys at Bucks.
I
The Bucks.
yeah,
Bucks.
I think it's gonna be the Bucks.
Cowboys.
I'm taking the boys.
Man, me and Sneaky are,
This is the only road team that Tim and I took.
there you go. Okay.
Yeah,
what
so I think that's gonna do it for the week.
is all the
That's
games?
all the games.
That's it, man.
Okay.
We did it. But as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
And we'll see
Turn
you
on the
next
notification
week.
bell.
All right, for those playoffs, guys. All right,
Fucking playoffs finally here.
Playoffs. Yep.
We did it.
We got 2 Saturday games, 3 Sunday, and 1 Monday.
Guys, think about all we
And
survived
you get
this NFL season. We had to sit through the first 4